Make sure you're looking in the camera.
I can't.
What?
The whole point of this is to look at this. Why would
She's the reason why. In the past couple of videos, we've been like, oh, I feel like they're not looking at me because somebody has to see their self.
Yeah.
Somebody has to see their self.
It's a complex.
Looking at the camera, not looking at the camera. Looking at the camera, not looking
at the camera.
You
see, it doesn't look any different. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hush.
Watch. Not looking at the camera, looking at the camera. Not looking. Not looking.
I can see.
You do it. No, I can't see. Do it again. You just look like you're like.
That's the point. It just looks a little off.
I can't, Dre. It'll be okay.
Alright, anyway, go ahead.
You love me like yeah. You love me like no. You love me like oh. You love me like yeah. You love me like no.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's
Dre
Bre, and you're watching Worth the Wait. So before we start, I have an announcement. Your girl did her own vlogs. If you haven't watched my how-to video, look, you didn't know that was gonna happen. Stole the spotlight.
Hijacking.
Make sure you go check out my video, how to do your own vlogs. Anywho,
tell them the topic for today, Bre.
Oh. Where are all the good men?
And this is a message for women looking for a relationship or looking for a relationship. You get that question a lot, don't you, from people? Women, they like, where are all the good men at?
Yeah.
Ain't none of them here.
Yeah.
So, I would like to start this off with a little story time. I like to tell a lot of my female friends that run into some issues trying to look for the good men. So, there's this lady that works at Costco. For those who don't know what Costco is a store where you need a membership to shop. Has items in bulk. They have a pretty good Italian sausage sandwich.
I've never been there. Let me just say that.
And you can get gas from Costco.
Ooh.
Yes, and it's cheaper gas. Cheap gas too.
Okay.
Anyways, so it's this woman. She works at Costco's. Then there's this guy. This guy drives by, sees the store, heard a little bit about it, and he decides, you know what? I'm gonna go in there and see what it's about. So he goes up there. He starts talking to the lady. You know, they're having a conversation. She's telling him about the membership, how amazing the store is. He's like, okay, you know, I'm feeling this. It's a nice store. So, you know, he goes back home thinking like, oh, this is a pretty nice store, right? So then they continue to talk over the phone. She's like, yeah, you know, this store's amazing. He's like, oh, you know, I really like it. You know, I think I'm gonna actually get a membership there. So some time goes by, right? And over that time, the lady, she feels comfortable with him because of his consistency, I guess, or him explaining how awesome and amazing the store is and how he would love to be a member, even though he hasn't got the membership yet. She decides to let him shop in Costco without the membership. So my man is going in there, he's getting the Italian sausage sandwiches, he's getting stuff in bulk, he's getting discounted gas, and every time he leaves, she's always like, oh, like, are you still gonna get the membership? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get that membership. So every time he comes in, she's continuing to ask, you gonna get that membership? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the membership. I got you. Yeah. So then over time, it becomes months and months. And he's shopping there every day, but he still ain't getting no membership. He ain't getting no membership, Bre.
I'll hear you.
So then after a while, she's sitting there like, I don't want to keep bugging him. He comes in every day and shops. He gets gas. He spends money. I'm scared that if I keep bugging him, he might not want to shop here anymore. So then over time, he just gets used to shopping there without a membership. So then after a few months pass, the woman, she's talking to her coworkers. And she's sitting there talking to him. She's like, I don't understand. Like, he told me he was going to get a membership. Obviously, he loves shopping here. but he just won't get a membership to Costco. Why won't he get a membership? Then some guy walks past and he was like, why would he get a membership if he can shop, do anything he wants without one? And I say that to say, I have a lot of female friends, and even some of Bree's friends, some women that I talk to, even some women that I don't know. They are letting guys shop without a membership. As a woman, you need to have your criteria for membership. And I don't want this to sound like shallow or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But basically, it's saying that you need to have these set things like, all right, you're not going to get the whole store. You're not going to get all of me. You're not going to be able to have sex with me. You're not going to be able to have every part of me without showing some type of commitment through action. So whatever your membership or your criteria for membership is, whether that's he needs to have a relationship with God, whether that's, hey, we can't have sex for 3 months or 6 months, or we're waiting until marriage. You have to be on that. Whether it's you have to, I hope, have a job. Whatever your criteria is, you need to make sure you have that criteria and don't let guys have access to that store and have that membership, or have access to that store without that membership, without meeting those criteria in order to have that commitment to where you can start to open up more to that guy. You feel me?
Yes, I've heard this story before. I was gonna ask, actually, I don't know if I knew the story, but then I did. And this is a great analogy. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, dropping gems on them. And I think one of the most important things is, as women, like, I honestly didn't think that way when I was dating, and that's apparent because it didn't actually end up working until I did start to think that way. So I know as women, if you're hearing this, it's kind of like, you know, easier said than done, but that's why the process of, again, being single and putting you first and really focusing on like what you want and who you are and what makes you special and what you need to feel, you know, filled in an actual relationship, not just a physical relationship, but a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, filled relationship. I want you guys to go out and get this book, Secrets of an Irresistible Woman by Michelle McKinney Hammond. It is amazing. Shout out to Dre's mom. I wish I read this book when I was single. I still have learned a lot from it, even being in a relationship, but it is amazing. And it talks about how to really find a guy that is a man of God, that will know how to treat you and lead you and support you and provide for you and be all the things that a man is, but it all starts with you. So she really goes deep into like what you need to be doing to get you together, to even prepare yourself for a man. Therefore, one of the main things that she says is like, you shouldn't be looking. You should be busy and content with you and focusing on your own personal goals, your own personal things. So like, I think I had said a lot of this in a post I had made about, you know, being busy with your career, being busy with your friends and with family and with your passions, and really just indulging in like you and what makes you happy. And while you're busy doing that, the right man will see you busy at work and be like, ooh, that's what I've been waiting for. Come here, girl.
Are you rolling it in right there?
I wrote it.
You wrote it in?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my question to you, Bre.
Ooh.
Before you met Dre, when you was dealing with that other fella, did you think, where are all the good men?
No, I thought there weren't any.
So you didn't ask the question?
No, I was like, I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life because I don't want to deal with it. I did not know. Honestly, and until, so I'm like, I don't want to put people out there or not put them out there. But basically what I was going to say is, when I was at that point in my life, I didn't have anyone I could look at as like a successful couple. So I mean, I knew people who were married but not successfully married. So I was like, even if married men cheat and lie and do all these things, I was like, then men just aren't ish, and they're just not good, and I just don't want to even think about one and deal with one. And I really got to like me a whole lot. And I was like, bro, you kind of cute, girl. You kind of tight. You got it together. You are smart. You are this. You are that. All these things that I didn't always feel when I was in the relationship. And I ended up being like, yo, you're bomb. You don't need no one. And then boop, 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 boom. In walks Dre, like rose in mouth. Hey, girl. Something like that.
I was like that.
No, but that's my fantasy. Don't put this in there. Thinking of like Lady and the Beast.
Is it Lady and the Beast? Or Beauty and the Beast?
Oh,
sorry. So, I read this article, and it was very interesting. I read it about a couple years ago, and ladies, you know, I'm giving you kind of the inside scoop here. Well, not the inside scoop, but a lot of guys wouldn't tell you the things I'm telling you. Anyways, the article said why a woman shouldn't date a guy longer than a year.
you don't tell me about this.
So, the article was very good. And it basically explained what men value in women and what women value in men. And what you see as time goes on, what women have depreciates while men, what women like in men appreciates over time. For example, they say that men, what they love in women is the beauty, the possibility or the ability to have children and to procreate. And pretty much that's what the article said men are most important to men. Even me and my cousin were discussing the other day, like how, you know, a guy who makes a whole bunch of money, is very successful, can see a woman who's a waiter and it doesn't bother him at all. She could be a waiter, 30 years old, lives at home with her mom, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna wife her. But if a successful woman saw a guy who's like a waiter, lived at home with his mom at 30, she'd be like, ugh. And basically what it said, vice versa, was that what women value in men is security, stability, whether that's financially, maturity, and all those things guys get over time. So if you're in a relationship and you've been with the same dude for 6 years, right? Over that time, the assets or the things that you have that men value and that men love, while you're waiting, that is slowly depreciating for you as a guy. When he continues to get older, the things that women value in men, stability, maturity, as he gets older, those things are appreciating. So you see a lot of times where you have a guy and a woman in a relationship and they'll be together for 6 or 7 years and then they'll break up and the dude will get married like a year after to somebody else. Because he was kind of in that prep stage. So in the article, it was basically saying, which I agree with, like, don't date somebody for 6 years without a commitment, really. But just being smart and choosing the men that you're dating, or not giving access to your whole store until you have a commitment. Because ain't nobody gonna be sitting outside the store for 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
So I felt like that was good, and that was good advice, and I wanted to.
So question, Dre.
Oh yes, what is it, Dre?
Where are all the good men?
I think there are a lot of good men. I'm glad you asked that, Bree. I think there are a lot of good men out here.
Okay.
I think that. How do I explain this?
Yeah, please. We're all waiting.
I think there are a lot of good men out here. I think that it's just hard for men in general, just from the mindset of the I don't know, man.
I just think it always stems back to the family, because a lot of, like, growing up in Cleveland, I felt like guys really weren't because of the situations, the circumstances, the way that they acted, the way that they thought, the way that whatever. And when I looked back at all of the guys I talked to, none of them had their father in their life at all. Like, or if they did, it was in a negative way, and like a negative or bad influence. And then the thing with you know what I mean, like, you have a great mom and then basically had 2 dads, and you know, like, you were raised right. And so I think it's hard as a man or a boy to grow into, you know, their adolescence and then become a full man, and they're supposed to know how to be in a relationship and how to treat a woman when they never ever saw or witnessed it before. And then it's easy to be like, oh well, you know, if you see what me and Dre have and you want to have that too, then as a woman and as a man, you could be like, well, these are things that they do that work for them, that help them, but who really goes out of their way to find that? You know what I mean? It's like, if it's not something that's being...
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to say, is that the pressure on men is just so different. And not saying that either thing is wrong or right, but men, you're celebrated if you're juggling multiple women. Like, you know what I'm saying? And men don't really get in other men's business, right? So I feel like sometimes if females are doing something wrong, their girls will like call them out and say like, oh, you probably shouldn't do that. Yeah. To where men sometimes are just like, oh, dude cheating on his wife. It's like, he a grown man, I ain't finna tell him what to do and what not to do, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whether that's wrong or right, I just feel like that's how it happens a lot of times. But I feel like there are a lot of good men out there. I feel like...
Real quick. So, it just made me think about something. Imagine a good man, right? Like someone who like is willing to commit and really wants a relationship and whatever, but like the Costco story, he's talking to this woman and like really likes her and is interested in her, but she gives him all of her without little to no work. As men are very competitive and they like challenges and whatnot, some good men out here could be getting women so easily that they seem like they're not good men because they're basically just doing what they have access to, which can change their thinking in the relationship with that person and probably make them want someone new because they've already gotten over all the hurdles with you. That is like, all right, well, you know, I'm not even your boyfriend yet, but I've X, Y, and Z. So now who's next? So I think that's it, especially because I know that I have like my male friends, they're great guys, but it's hard for them. Just like, you know, my friends say, where's all the good men? They're like, where's all the good girls? Because sometimes we don't put up enough of a fight. We're just like, come get it.
Nah, that's a good point. That is a really good point.
Yeah, just on the spot, you know, I'm talented like that.
And sometimes like I'm a good guy, mm-hmm. right? But there's some girls that in my past would have said that, oh, I wasn't ish mm-hmm. at a point in time.
Because you were just doing what you had access to do.
That's another thing too, is that guys, I always tell Bre, like, most guys aren't like these evil, just forceful people. It's like a lot of times they only do what they're allowed to do.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They only do what they're allowed to do. So the thing, as I said before, is that, listen, if somebody really wants access to the store, they're gonna apply for the membership. They're gonna meet all the criteria for the membership. They're gonna get all the what do you call them when you have a resume and you put people's name down so they can call those.
References.
They're gonna have all the references needed. You're gonna do background checks. It's gonna check out. Like, don't just let everybody into your store, man. If you're looking for that one good man, you heard what I said too. That one. That's all you need to find is one. You know what I'm saying?
Numero uno.
One. But yeah, that was our advice for Ain't No Good. Or what? Where
are all the good men?
Where are all the good men?
Definitely comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Are there good men? I mean, obviously there are. But what are your thoughts? What are your experiences? What have you guys been through? What would you tell your friend if she asked the question? And other than that, guys, make sure you follow at Brianna Ponte, at It's Dre Smith, at Worth the Wait.
And Bree's gonna put, we'll put the link for the book too that Bree's talking about too.
Yes, and my hair tutorial video.
Oh my gosh.
We love y'all.
Peace.